I can't seem to find my toothbrush, so I'll pick one up when I go out today. Other than that, I'm in good shape.
Home Alone is the most successful Christmas movie of all time.
Hello.
It is the perfect blend of slapstick comedy and heartwarming sentimentality.
All right, baby. If you come back, I'll never be a pain in the butt again. I promise.
Other movies have tried and failed to emulate its success. I believe the secret to Home Alone's success is more than its shockingly visceral fantasy fulfillment, or its nostalgically beautiful soundtrack by beloved composer John Williams. Those are all very important ingredients, but the secret sauce is found just below the surface, in a subtle but powerful spiritual message that is easy to miss. Let's take a deeper look at Home Alone. There is a scene midway through the movie that reveals some important clues as to what is really happening in Home Alone. Inside the church, a choir of children practice singing Christmas songs, while the pews are mostly empty. The few people attending appear to be elderly. There are no parents. None. This is a visual representation of the title, and reveals that this is not just a movie about something that happened to one kid and his family. No, this is a metaphor, a myth, that represents all of us and the struggles and battles we all face internally. The movie opens with a long, eerie title sequence that feels more like Halloween than Christmas. The words home and alone seem to sneak up on the house and then stop when the lights turn on, much like the robbers do later on in the film. As extended family prepares for a trip to France, 8-year-old Kevin McAllister is feeling ignored and picked on. He is dependent on others.
Kevin, I'm on the phone.
But can't get the help he needs.
Go pack your suitcase.
Pack my suitcase?
His fears are only exacerbated by continued negative and taunting comments
Tough.
from his siblings and other family members.
What did I say? You told Kevin tough.
The dope was whining about a suitcase. What am I supposed to do? Shake his hand and say, congratulations, you're an idiot? I'm not an idiot. Oh, really? You're completely helpless. Everyone has to do everything for you.
Get a plate.
He ends up lashing out at his brother, which gets him in trouble and put in isolation.
3rd floor?
Go.
Lose it all, just disappear.
He wishes to be independent from his family because of the way they treat him. And his wish seemingly comes true the next morning when he wakes up and everyone is gone. With his newfound freedom, he watches a movie that he hadn't been allowed to watch the day before, Angels with Filthy Souls.
All right, Johnny, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 10.
He is shocked by the violence and wishes for his angel mother to return and protect him. His mother, upon realizing that they left their son home alone,
Horrible. Horrible.
What kind of mother am I?
represents all parents who love their children but feel they are being pulled away by jobs, social pressures, and bureaucratic systems that prevent them from being the best parent that they can be.
Nothing available.
If I have to sell my soul to the devil himself, I am going to get home to my son.
The world does not make it easy to be a present and caring parent. Realizing that no one is going to take care of him, Kevin must face his fears.
This is ridiculous. Only a wimp would be hiding under a bed. And I can't be a wimp. I'm the man of the house.
Including going into the basement that is filled with mannequins and other scary things.
Shut up.
Later, Kevin notices a suspicious-looking van
The Murphys went to Florida.
in his neighbor's driveway and recognizes one of the men who earlier had been posing as a police officer. He is like the people he saw in the movie, an angel with a filthy soul. Since all of his neighbors are out of town, Kevin finds sanctuary at the local church.
Maybe we're in the church.
I'm not going in there.
Me neither.
Let's get out of here.
He is literally saved by kneeling before a representation of the Christ child. Not only is he protected from the bad guys, but he seems to be inspired, enlightened, with an idea as to what to do should they return.
When those guys come back, I'll be ready.
Having overcome his fear of the things in the basement, those objects now become his allies as he turns darkness into light to dispel the would-be robbers. The robbers, Harry and Marv, return the next day and figure out that Kevin is, in fact, home alone. Kevin overhears their plan to return that night. He returns again to the church before the showdown and is confronted by another fear, Old Man Marley. Kevin's older brother, Buzz,
Check it out, Old Man
had
Marley.
earlier described Marley as a murderer.
Who is he? You ever heard of the South Bend Shovel Slayer? No, that's him.
Marley's name is most likely a reference to A Christmas Carol, where the ghost of Jacob Marley comes back to help save Ebenezer Scrooge.
What do you want with me?
When Kevin encounters Marley face to face, he is naturally afraid, and his response is exaggerated for comic relief.
Look, Daddy, teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
But a clue is given about Marley's true significance during another encounter with Marley, while Kevin is in the store buying a toothbrush. Marley slaps his bloodied, bandaged hand down on the counter and frightens Kevin away. Marley is there buying Band-Aids for his injury. We are shown another close-up of his hand later in the film, now with a Band-Aid on the back side of it, further emphasizing the significance of this injury. Apparently, whatever happened to his hand pierced it all the way through. This is a reference to the crucifixion wounds that Jesus Christ received in his hands from being nailed to a cross. Marley, who literally saves Kevin later in the film, is not an angel with a dirty soul, as Kevin originally thought, but is actually revealed to be quite the opposite. Notice the words to the music that are sung right before Marley speaks to Kevin.
Merry Christmas. May I sit down?
Kevin confesses to Marley.
Been a good boy this year?
I really haven't been too good this year.
Marley then teaches us the real meaning of the film.
How you feel about your family is a complicated thing.
Especially with an older brother.
Deep down, you always love them. But you can forget that you love them. And you can hurt them, and they can hurt you.
Their roles then seem to switch, as Marley then confesses to Kevin.
You want to know the real reason why I'm here right now?
Marley is also home alone. He and his son haven't spoken to each other for years. Marley wants to call him, but is afraid. Kevin talks about his fear of going in the basement.
Then I made myself go down there to do some laundry, and I found out it's not so bad. All this time I've been worrying about it, but if you turn on the lights, it's no big deal.
And then encourages Marley to call his son.
My point is, you should call your son.
What if he won't talk to me?
At least you'll know. Then you can stop worrying about it, and you won't have to be afraid anymore.
Harry and Marv represent our fears that keep coming back and trying to get at us. But if we turn on the light and use the inspiration that comes to us, we can keep our fears at bay.
I don't know.
Just give it a shot, for your granddaughter anyway.
Upon leaving the church, Kevin is enlightened again with plans to protect his house. At dinner, he is flanked by angel decorations, the right kind of angels, that remind us that we are not really ever alone. He takes time to express gratitude for the things that he has, and then puts aside his immediate desires for the greater good. Kevin now knows how to handle his fears.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
And sets up traps within his house, just like we must set up methods within our minds to deal with our fears. The house represents each of us, and the robbers are our fears and negative self-talk.
People in this house, and you're the only one who has to make trouble.
We must each learn to handle fears and negativity when it comes our way. Only when we allow the fear in and succumb to the negativity
I'm a bad parent.
You know, you're beating yourself up there. You know, well, this happens.
does it have power over us.
You want to talk about bad parents?
But if we have a plan, then the robbers are no match for us.
You guys give up, or you're thirsty for more?
And we can turn their lies and methods back against them. Eventually, Harry and Marv do catch up to Kevin, much like our fears sometimes catch up with us.
What are we gonna do to him, Harry?
But then Marley arrives and rescues him. He is a savior to Kevin, a deus ex machina.
Come on.
Marley's proximity, being the McAllisters' next-door neighbor, used to be a source of fear. Now, it is a source of comfort. Much like God, he is never very far away.
What's next? Rabies shots for the Easter Bunny?
Having been in timeout long enough to learn to deal with his fears, Kevin gets what he asked Santa for.
Yeah, if you make it quick.
Instead of presents this year, I just want my family back. No toys, nothing but Peter, Kate, Buzz, Megan, Linny, and Jeff. And my aunt and my cousins. And if he has time, my Uncle Frank. Okay?
Okay.
And Marley gets his family back as well. Both have learned to face their fears and appreciate what they have. Even love their imperfect families.
Thanks, Buzz. I went shopping yesterday.
You shopping?
I got the milk, eggs, and fabric softener.
No kidding. What a funny guy. What else did you do while we were away?
Just hung around.
Because if you turn on the light, it's no big deal. And that is the moral of this story.